Hello everyone, good evening. Thank you for being here. We are Group 2 and we are very excited to tell you about our capstone project, TAAD. Okay. Let's meet the team. We have Giamo, we have Jeremy,
Hi.
Vaishnavi, and I am Krishna. Imagine this. You send out for a travel approval request, and days go by, weeks go by, and you hear nothing back, and you get a rejection without any notice. Isn't that frustrating? Yes. What feels like a small problem costs large enterprises millions every year. Approvals take long. Approvals take too long, money gets tied up, and productivity slows down. Finance teams have to deal with missing information, too many exceptions, and hours of manual checking. Our opportunity is simple: create a system that cuts approval time in half, follows all compliance rules, and gives teams real life visibility so they can make faster and more confident decisions. What is the problem? Now let's break down where approvals actually get stuck. Missing project codes or unapproved vendors slow things down. In unusual cases, there are no clear owners, so no one is responsible. So these approvals are just idle. Lack of visibilities. Approvers can't see status in real time, so final approvals get rushed or delayed. Late compliance checks. Reviews happen after payment, which makes fixing mistakes expensive and risky. These bottlenecks create long delays, drive up costs, and increase the risk of audit failures. Our answer to this is TAAD, the Travel Approval Automation Dashboard. It is designed to flag problems early, send tricky cases to the right person fast, shows live status for every request, checks compliance before payment. It connects directly with Celonis EMS and the system of the companies that already exist. So we are not replacing, we are just making a tool that would make things work better.
So now that we know the problem we are solving, let's look at how we can create, deliver, and capture the value. So our core customer segment for us here is enterprise finance and compliance team. The value proposition is precision approval automation. And the revenue comes from SaaS subscription, which is a tiered pricing that we use, supported by enterprise license and add-on modules. And we are also partnering with Celonis for process intelligence and AWS or Azure for secure infrastructure. So, but a business model only works if the right people buy in. So we've mapped engagement to drive both adoption and retention. So our core users are finance approvers and travel admins who use this day to day on their operations. The influencers are the ones who use on a weekly basis, and that would be operational manager, internal audit. Basically, they are looking at identifying the gaps or any gap for refinement. And for sponsors, we have finance leaders and any of the department heads. So they look at ROI and compliance KPIs. So knowing our stakeholders is step one. To perfect our solution, we've identified a core persona here. She is Elaine Curtis. She is a finance manager at New York. Her pain points are that there are delays in approval due to manual checks, and this creates a lot of decision fatigue. She is looking at a solution that reduces this cognitive load on her, which also delivers measurable time savings. But to truly solve for Elaine, we had to step into her shoes and understand what her day-to-day look like. She thinks and feels the urgency for fast approvals without errors. She hears the leadership pressure to speed up and cut costs. She sees the disconnected systems and she says and does manual follow ups, chasing missing details and tracking exceptions. So Elaine's journey starts with the solution in the awareness stage where she's stuck in the manual checks and she's chasing all these fragmented details. In consideration, a POC shows she can cut approval time by 50% while still staying compliant. At adoption, the leadership signs off, onboarding sessions and user training, and that smoothens her workflow. At experience, she's using one dashboard for end-to-end system where she's getting real-time insights and full audit readiness. In advocacy, she shares her success driving the expansion of the solution into different divisions of her company.
So we're going to show our prototypes video so everybody can know the
To
prototype.
walk you through TAAD, short for travel analysis and anomaly.
Maybe you're gonna do I think,
What kind of-
yeah, you're gonna do it like what?
Okay. So here's our TAAD dashboard looks like. So we have we have 6 different tab pages with application, approval, booking, expense, analytics, and also the setting overall. So we include general page and finance executives and department manager for different views and filter the alerts and also ask the AI assistants. So just a minute, let me see. So we implement, so you can ask questions like how you're gonna solve this question, and it will give like AI supported suggestions. And let's talk about the applications. So here we have the total travel requests and amount, the average amount, also the percentage, and here's the real-time monthly spend trend, and also with the annual savings. So, and here's the request explorer. You can just check on the backyard. Yeah, and also there has a what if simulators. So, and about the approval, there has like different graphs to show, like for example, the submit and the screen. There has exactly numbers for managers to check, or or finance executives fields to look at. And there has like for inspection and alert center, you can like apply fix and implement those requests and alerts. And for the booking, it will count like the price trends of the flights and hotels, also calculate the ESG for the CO2 estimate, and the expense with reimbursement complaints rate, and the abnormal expense heat map and OCR. And for the analytics, we have the different bar chart and scatter plot with also the employees' names. And this is for the general page, and we have the financial page and with like exact home with different data showing, and there has the department manager, which to calculate the request or do some management, and for the settings, it allows you to change anything like themes, like the layer distance for disables, or change the currency type. Also the word size, and also offers the contrast mode. And let's talk about the tech stack. So we built this with React and TypeScript, styled by Tailwind and Shadesian, with charts, forms, and custom AI logic for anomalized and savings. So for AI, we use different LLMs depend on the client. So for example, we will launch a cloud on AWS or other models based on the client's IT setup. And for the architecture, data comes from company provided based tables and APIs. So go through logic for filters and business rules, and finally shows up as dashboards and approvals. So side modules add AI insights and compliance checks. And all the data is encrypted, decisions are explainable, we keep humans in control and only use secure, approved integrations.
So let's compare with what's out there. SAP Concur is great for expense reports, but it's not designed for approvals. Zoho Expenses focuses on small businesses and doesn't have a strong policy automation. Manual email is slow, error prone, and impossible to track. TAAD, no, sorry. TAAD focuses on expectations first, integrates compliances from the start, and is built to scale for large enterprises. Here's our rollout plan. It's simple. So in phase 1, we talk to users, set pricing, sign pilot clients. Phase 2, we build marketing from partnerships, test with pilots. And in phase 3, launch with campaign and demo day. Phase 4, we expand to new markets and integration, start a referral program as well. We start small, we prove value quickly, and then we scale. We have seen the problem. It is slow, it is costly, and it's frustrating approvals. We want to fix that by making approvals faster and fully compliant. We aim to cut approval costs by 50% and reduce audit risks. How will we get there? Through efficiency, which is quick approvals with quicker handling of exceptions. Compliance and security. Keep non-compliance under 2%, cut audit cost by 30%, and meet all required security standards. Last, we have adoption. Secure 5 enterprise clients in year 1, 10 plus by year 2, with at least 85% of users actively engaged.
Okay, so let's start looking at the market context. Now, and by 2028, the enterprise travels and expense management will rise to $8 billion, which is quite important. And we're not even looking at adjacent approval workflows such as vendor, procurement, contract management, because with such a workflow, you could actually scale to any type of travel acceptation workflow. So our time is around $25 billion. The paper across the industry has said previously an average travel approval cycle time of around 36 days, exception resolution rate which is only at 70%, and an audit cost for non-compliant approval around 1,800 to 3,500. So let's look at our pricing model. We break it down because we think that it's important to respond to each client segment. So first, the mid-market, the base, which is between 100 to 300 users, which will be around $25 and which will be very basic, so travel approvals only. The ACV would be around 30 to 90K. For the premium will be $35 per user, so enterprise that require user from 300 to 500, which is our premium plan, with travel plus vendor plus PO, speaking of scope, and enterprise, which is our premium, like enterprise plan, which is unlimited user, 3 workflows, and which will be around 150K per year. So all of that with add-on, you could go through between 25 to 50K, and we have an integration cost which will be at 25K. So, but of course, for that we need a freemium, we need a pilot plan. Yeah, of course. So it will be between 30 to 90 days. We expect a gross retention of 90%. And we will, for the client attraction, we will have co-sell the sell and partner network, so with the big 4, and of course a big go-to-market campaign. Next one. So the cost structure and development budget. For the total build cost, which will be at 420K, including engineering, data, and everything, and a total annual run cost of 325K. So the current cost baseline today on the market is at around 3 million. We aim to reduce it by 82% savings. So the break-even we will reach by under 6 months, with sustained cost efficiency year over year. And last slide. So to understand, here we want to show you that in not even 2 years, we can make the solution profitable with only an upfront investment of 420K.
Thank you.
Sarah, would you like to give your feedback first?
Sure. Great. And you can still hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. All right. Pretty good. I think the breakdown of the different stakeholders you have right at the beginning was an interesting breakdown. So you had your, I think you called them a core, your influencers, and your sponsors. I guess two of the main questions that I have would be, one would be around this. It would be how to break down the monetary amount here between the different stakeholders that you laid out at the very beginning. So your the core influencers and sponsors. So I know you had parts of those folks basically attached to different parts of a company. Yes, here. So finance approvers, travel admin, and up to sponsors who would only be using it more at a monthly rate. So I'm wondering what your breakdown thought process could be for what the payment here could look like. And then in relation to this, kind of the second part would be aligned up with, I think the last part of your presentation here was the payment schedules, like this freemium type of setup that we see fairly often in the tech space. So for example, you said it's free up to about 50 users. I think it's just something to flag when it's up to 50 users, but then the bottom tier, the smaller tier of a market size, I think it started at 100, yes, here. So mid-market size would be 100 users. So I think just to flag that 50 users out of potentially 100 users could be a bit high. But perhaps this could have some type of a cap for the market size, so that would just be something to consider. Could it be up to 50 users could have it free, but if it's more of an enterprise type of a plan, so these bigger plans. And maybe that could lead back to my original question of just what would the breakdown of the financials here be for, again, your stakeholder input? So I saw, again, the core influencers and your sponsors, and how would that relate back to this pricing model?
So first, thank you for your feedback, really interesting. And so what we have tried to do here, so first for the freemium, what we want to do is, the 50 is for the enterprise. So it's 10% of the total of the package. So, I mean, the list, because enterprise starts at above 500 users. So on that, the freemium would be like 10% of the total of the enterprise. So let's say your business unit, you test it on a business unit, which is quite credible for a pilot mission. And then if it works, after the 90 days, you say, okay, let's go, let's work together, and let it goes. So for the breakdown for the different stakeholders, so what we have done is that we haven't priced our solution based on the stakeholder, more on the people that are going to use it, so the employees. So if you say that you have, I don't know, 100 employees that are going to travel every year, you're gonna say, okay, I have 100 users, and on that you can have like different people who's gonna use it as like a more dashboard reporting aspect. But users are the people that are making requests of travel, if that makes sense.
Got it. Thank
And you have the add-on after that. So that's why like there is different aspect of the solution that we talked before.
Judges?
Great.
What's your marketing strategy here to get the word out that you exist?
No, you can.
Okay, so for us, what we will, like we said, we are going to be partnering with Celonis, so that gives us an existing seller base or a client base already. And our solution is based on Celonis solution again. So our data is going to be coming from Celonis as well. So that is our how we expect to capture at least first few clients, and then from there would be POC. And of course, LinkedIn, if it comes to social media, LinkedIn campaigns, there'll be a lot of, I think, at least from what we understand and what we thought of, would be word of mouth would be the biggest marketing strategy here for us. Yeah.
When you talk about compliance, it's different for each company, yes? So then that will be extra work.
So that's why, like, talking about the compliance, as James said, we are building on the ecosystem of the company. So Celonis, because so if we go through the Celonis
You're
client
saying
system,
their plat, yeah, you.
yeah, and same for the LLM. So if, for example, a client is Azure, we're going to use ChatGPT. If a client is GCP, we're going to use Gemini.
Yeah.
We don't want to be like,
Need to put that
yeah.
in there. It's a good point, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have time for one more?
This is a quick question for each, yeah.
We're talking, yeah.
Yeah, I'll start off. I was curious about, great job. I was curious about the savings, right? Like, when you did the product demo, I didn't get a sense of any experience that would help a person making a decision about approval make that decision faster or make that decision better. Lots of advanced analytics that would be great for like manager personas, C-suite, finance professionals. But how does this help someone who actually has to make the approval from a product standpoint?
Basically, so we have different views and we have different like KPIs for sure. And so first of all, we did like a traditional statistical thing. We do like to track what is the data set or like what is sufficient the value, and we declare that and we put like as our 5 KPI and we so it can help manager or finance team to declare that, and so they can know the numbers are over the baseline or under the baseline, and they can have a way to go address that. We are not like offering the whole bunch system to help them to step by step, but it's a common model. So every company can use it to declare different things based on what their data set is. I hope that answered.
Tina?
From the competitive landscape, I didn't mention any competition in your slide, which ties into the threats, right? Part of the SWOT model. Where the previous team did mention some brand names, right, that can be competitors. So I feel like maybe that was a little bit of a lack there. But overall, this was a great presentation. You guys had a strong prototype. I like the various tabs. I like the built-in AI system. You mentioned the tech stack, which the previous team didn't mention tech stack. You guys mentioned cloud, so on and so forth. So I just feel like a little bit on the competitive landscape. I think there's.
But they included that, no?
Yes.
Yeah, but very, very slightly. That's
Yeah, just more of a
very light.
I think the point is like a little bit more emphasis on the.
emphasis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Based on the
overall, great job. guys.
Thank you.
That empathy map, love that.
Yeah, agreed.
Can you see?
I guess from my side, I would rather give a recommendation. Like, I've done a lot of pitches as well. I just felt there's too much information on the slides. So it's like maybe you can cut it down, summarize it in one way or another, not to lose your audience or whoever you're pitching for. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.